पिफ तो मैं बहुत साल से आ रहा हूँ. I'm coming to PIFF for a very long time, and I'm always enjoyed coming to Pune because Pune is a place for cinema. In fact, I did a short-term course with FTA and National Film Archive also, and therefore I'm with cinema for a long time. Even though I'm not a cinema man, I'm like a film buff, and I enjoy watching cinema. And Pune is one place where I like to come to always to see. Even earlier days, even before PIFF, we used to come here to FTI, National Film Archive, to watch films. Therefore, Pune is always a good place to come and watch films. This is in India actually. Pune is one of the best centers for film. For Pune is always a place we all look for to come.
आपका बेंगलुरु फिल्म फेस्टिवल का और यहाँ का कैसा एक्सपीरियंस अलग अलग है या कुछ समानता है?
अलग, हर फेस्टिवल अलग होता है. In some matters they will be same. For example, contemporary world cinema, when you show, it will always be the same. In almost all festivals across the world, contemporary world cinema will be, that's what you call as world cinema here.
Yes.
That will always be same because we bring films from the previous year, that is now 23, 24. All the best films will come here to be watched. Therefore, that will remain the same in most of the film festivals. The difference will be the other activities. Like, you have a competition section for world cinema, whereas I have a competition section for Asian cinema. Here we have a section on Marathi cinema, we have a section on Kannada cinema there. Therefore, those are the changes which is locally made. And there are other activities also which will be slightly different from here and there. Like, you have these kinds of, this group of media, talking about your group itself, this is something what you're doing is good. This is like an experience for you who are in the media, who are planning to get into the media in a big way in the later time. That is a good exercise what they are doing here. Therefore, this is like a different one. Even though I use also media students will be working for we bring out a daily bulletin. We bring them to, we have a press enclosure where they all work in that press enclosure or this one, not directly like you are talking to me directly here. These kinds of interaction may not be possible for them. Some are even used for public relations with the guests who come here. Media students are also asked to take care of the guests sometime. Therefore, they'll have a one-to-one interaction with those guests, but generally not everywhere. Therefore, these are small differences which we have. We have a big retrospective section there that may not be there in Pune here.
Yes.
Pune has its own strengths and weaknesses. We have our own strengths and weaknesses.
अभी आप मराठी कंपटीशन के लिए सिलेक्शन कमेटी में, तो जो 7 फिल्म है, तो आपकी कैसी एक अपेक्षा है कि होना चाहिए फिल्म का सिलेक्शन और जो प्रोसेस होता है?
The Marathi cinema, it has always interested me from the historically also. Marathi cinema is very important. We are familiar with Shantaram films. Then we have seen a lot of Marathi films. But in last few years, young people are coming to Marathi cinema in a very big way. Therefore, we always look towards Marathi cinema, and therefore it has been my pleasure for watching Marathi cinema for last two years. I've been selecting films for Marathi cinema for Pune, PIFF, and therefore I'm very happy to say that Marathi cinema is doing well. But now I don't want to make any judgment of those 7 films now, because juries are watching the films and they will be deciding on that. We have selected 7 films out of 40 films. It was difficult because there are some other good films also which we have to leave out. But generally, Marathi cinema is good as far as we are concerned. We are happy with our selection also. Some of the films could even go to national and international level also.
और इस प्रोसेस के बारे में बता सकते हैं?
प्रोसेस तो वही है ना, 40 films were submitted to this one. Therefore, 3 of us, we watched all the 40 films and we have a discussion on that. That process, usual process of selection was there. Therefore, we had long arguments on that, long discussion on that. And finally, we, by consensus, what we say is all the 3 agreed to select these 7 films for the festival. The process is very transparent. There's no pressure on us. Nobody said that you should pick this film or you should not pick this film. Therefore, it is a very transparent process of selection.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, my question is, what inspired you to become a Bangalore Film Festival director?
Cinema. Cinema is my passion. I'm not a cinema person. Actually, if you ask me, I write like I'm also a part of media person. I used to write on cinema in my younger days in newspapers. I'm actually a banker. I used to write on cinema in my very younger days. I used to watch a lot of films. I did a short-term course in FTI National Film Archives. I've been attending film festivals for the last 40 years. I'm a great film buff. There is a passion for cinema for me. I watch a lot of films even today. Earlier, when I was young like you, I used to watch almost one film a day in theater. Not like today you watch films on OTT platforms, but I used to watch films in film theaters. Therefore, through that, I developed interest in world cinema because I'm also a film society activist. You heard of film societies? Film societies you heard of?
Yes.
Yeah. Therefore, I used to run a film society also. Therefore, when I was heading this film society, I started this film festival. Because film festivals are important because you tell me, you should be knowing it. Even though you have got so many cinemas around you on OTT, where do you get to see a Poland film or a Hungarian film or a Japanese film or films? Even on OTT, you don't get any of these films. Where do I see these films? Film festivals are one big forum. In fact, to give you a statistics, after the digitalization, after the process of digitalization has happened, more film festivals have come in the world. Normally it should have come down because people can see so many films at home, but still film festivals have increased in number because people don't know what to see. What kinds of films they can see. They're not aware of it. Your OTT will have a remote in your hand, but exactly where do you stop that? Which film you want to see? That's what film festivals do for you. They select, say, out of 5,000 films that are made in the world every year, film festivals select 100 films for you, 150 films for you. That selection is made by the film festivals. I am in this process of selection for a very long time. Therefore, I enjoy watching films. I go to different festivals to watch films. Then I make my own list of films that we should be shown in my festival. Then I have also people who know cinema. They also select films. Like what happens in PIFF also, same thing. There are people who watch films to select 100 films for you. There is Abhijit Deshpande is there. There is Saibal Chatterjee. There are many people you already might have met. They are selecting films on the PIFF. That's the process of selecting.
Yes. What are the key trends in Indian cinema that you have noticed recently?
Can you repeat that question?
What are the key trends which you... What are the key trends in Indian cinema that you have noticed recently?
Indian cinema, talk about Indian cinema in one breath is very difficult because we have cinema in almost every place in India, in every language in India. Even in small languages, we are getting films. Like those languages which are not spoken by many people are there. Therefore, cinema is coming from all parts of India. You see, in cinema, if you look at the films in this festival, say for any film festival, we know that all these festivals represent their identity of those countries. Like if when I see a film from Poland, it means it's from Poland. It's from France. I know it is from France. That's happening in India in a different way because we are a country like a continent where different languages are spoken, different practices are there. People live differently. People talk differently. Therefore, those things are coming into cinema as independent cinema. Like you asked about Marathi cinema. Marathi cinema is by uniquely one kind of cinema in India. Therefore, I can't say Marathi cinema is Indian cinema. Indian cinema also takes Marathi cinema as part of it. We have Kannada cinema, we have Tamil cinema, we have Hindi cinema, we have Bengali cinema, we have Assamese cinema. Therefore, Indian cinema is a conglomeration of all these cinemas. That's what we have. This is the trend we are following. Earlier, Indian cinema means it used to be Hindi cinema, the more popular Hindi cinema. That's fine. That's one part of it. The other part now we are looking at in last few years is all the youngsters are looking at their identities, looking at their own identities, looking at their own culture, they're looking at their own cinema. They're coming out with the stories of those places. We have common stories. All of us in India, we have common stories like mythologies are there, our history, we have a common. But there are different stories for each of us. Maharashtrian, even in Maharashtra, I see a lot of Marathi cinema. Cinema is now, a lot of films are coming from Vidarbha region. A lot of cinema is there already from Konkan region. Therefore, there are different kinds of films coming in Marathi itself. Same way it's happening from different parts of India. Now people are making even like small languages in northeastern provinces. Konkani is making films in coastal Karnataka and Maharashtra. Therefore, films are coming that this trend finding an identity through their culture and language, and both common heritage as well as their distinct heritages. One is common heritage. We all have a common heritage. We also have a distinct heritage. Therefore, we find in recent years, young people like you are understanding these two things: a common heritage and a distinct heritage. What is unique to me? What is unique to me as a Marathi girl? What is unique to me as an Indian? These things are being experimented through cinema by people. We have common issues. All over India, we have common issues. But we also have specific issues. Both are being represented by the films of young people like you.
What challenges do you face while organizing film festival?
Like any film festival, we have the issue of, films, getting films from all the places across the world, are organizing it. I mean, the challenge is, I always say, conducting a film festival is like doing a daughter's marriage. It's as challenging as doing a daughter's marriage. Why I'm saying daughter's marriage? In India, the tradition is son's marriages are done by somebody else, whereas daughter's marriages, we own that marriages. Because girls are for us very important for us. Their marriages are very most important than even boy's marriage in the family.